Fasting causes ulcers. You've probably heard this before, maybe even believed it. Some people are absolutely sure their ulcer started the moment they began skipping meals. But what if I told you they might actually be blaming the wrong thing? Today, we'll be diving into one of the most controversial health debates online. Because if you are scared to fast because of ulcers, you need to hear this. And trust me, what you learn today could surprise you. In my last video, I broke down the incredible health benefits of fasting, from burning fat to protecting your heart and even helping you live longer. If you haven't seen that yet, I really recommend you watch it now, especially if you are new to fasting. But after that video went live, I started seeing a pattern in the comments on some of my social media pages. People saying things like, Doctor, fasting gave me ulcer, or I skipped meals and started having serious stomach pain. Someone even said, this is why I can never fast. I don't want to have an ulcer. And I get it. That belief is everywhere. But today, let's pause and actually ask the big question. Can fasting really cause an ulcer? Or is something else going on inside the body? Let's dig into the science. Let's start by talking about your stomach. Do you know your stomach is basically a chemical warfare zone? It is actually filled with incredible strong acid, and I mean seriously strong. On the pH scale, a scale where we used to measure the acidity or basicity of a substance, stomach acid ranks between 1 and 2. That's the same acidity you get in the battery acid. If you took the acid from your stomach and poured it on your skin, it will actually burn right through it. Now, why doesn't this acid itch through your stomach every single day? Because your body is brilliantly designed. Your stomach has a sort of natural defense system, a thick layer of mucus and bicarbonate that actually acts like a biological armor. Now imagine your stomach wall wrapped in a soft, slippery, gel-like shield. This shield keeps the acid contained so it can do its job, which is to break down food, digest proteins, and even kill dangerous bacteria that may sneak in through some of the food you eat. In fact, the stomach is so acidic that most bacteria can't survive in it. But there is one that can actually survive, and that's where trouble begins. There are two major culprits when it comes to ulcers. The first is a microorganism we call Helicobacter pylori, or H. pylori for short. We also call it the acid-resistant invader. This clever little bacterium has evolved to survive in the harsh acidic environment of the stomach. What it does is it burrows beneath the protective mucus layer like a ninja, causing inflammation, weakening your stomach's defenses, and making it vulnerable to acid burns. That's how most ulcers actually form. Not because your acid is too strong, but because your protection has been breached. Now, the second major cause of ulcer is overuse of painkillers, drugs we call NSAIDs. Drugs like ibuprofen, diclofenac, and aspirin, and many others. These medications actually interfere with the enzymes that help your stomach to produce its protective mucus. So even if your acid is normal, your shield gets thinner and acid damage can actually begin. Now, notice what is not on this list. Fasting. There is no scientific evidence anywhere that fasting alone causes ulcers in healthy individuals. Now, fasting does not introduce H. pylori. Fasting does not strip away your protective mucus, and that's why fasting by itself cannot cause ulcers in a healthy stomach. In fact, in 2005, two Australian doctors, Dr. Barry Marshall and Dr. Reuben Warren, were awarded the Nobel Prize in Medicine for proving that ulcers are caused by bacteria, not fasting, not stress, and definitely not by skipping meals. Now, I know some of you might now be wondering, okay, doctor, but where is the proof? Are there actually studies that show fasting doesn't cause ulcers? Absolutely, and not just one. Multiple studies have confirmed that fasting does not cause ulcers in healthy individuals. Not intermittent fasting, not 24-hour fast, not even prolonged religious fasting, like for example Ramadan or Lent. One particular interesting group of studies looked at people fasting during Ramadan, where individuals go without food and water for up to 30 days, every single day from sunrise to sunset. So what did the research find? A study published in the Saudi Medical Journal followed participants during Ramadan and found no increase whatsoever in ulcer formation. There was no surge in hospital visits, no outbreaks of ulcers, and other things that has to do with ulcer and fasting. And in another review published in Nutrition Reviews, researchers concluded that there is no clinical evidence linking intermittent fasting to ulcer development in otherwise healthy people. So again, fasting is not the enemy. If you are healthy and fasting properly, your stomach can handle it just fine. So if fasting doesn't actually cause ulcers, why do so many people feel like fasting gave them an ulcer? Here's what is really happening. Your stomach still produces acid, especially during your usual meal times. Without food to buffer that acid, it can irritate your stomach lining. This irritation feels like burning, cramping, or even nausea. But that doesn't mean you have an ulcer. Often, it's just gastritis or your body adjusting to a new pattern. Now, if you already have H. pylori or an inflamed stomach, fasting will actually or might actually make it worse. But it didn't cause it in the first place. It only simply exposed it. Think of it like this. You have a tiny cut in your finger or your hand that you didn't notice. But when you wash your hands with soap, it stings. The soap didn't cause the cut. It just made the problem visible and painful. That's exactly what fasting does. So here is the bottom line. Fasting doesn't cause ulcers. But if your stomach is already irritated, infected, fasting can reveal the problem. And that's actually a good thing, because once you know what's wrong, you can finally take steps to heal. So let's recap. What have we learned today? Fasting does not cause ulcers. Ulcers are caused by H. pylori bacteria, some pain medications, and some other medical conditions which we didn't discuss anyway. Not by skipping meals. But yes, fasting can sometimes bring existing problems to surface. And that awareness is actually a good thing. It's a signal for you to take action, not a reason for you to panic. Now here's the good news. In my next video, I'll show you how to fast safely, especially if you have a sensitive stomach. What to eat, what to avoid, and how to make fasting work for you. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever felt stomach pain when fasting? Did you believe fasting causes ulcers at some point? Let's talk in the comment section. I'd love to hear your story. If this video changed the way you think about fasting, Then imagine what's coming next. This channel is where science meets clarity, where you get real practical health advice explained in a way that actually makes sense. So if you are looking to understand your body better, build healthy habits, and make smarter choices without the confusion, then go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss a video. Your health journey deserves clarity, and I'm here to help you every step of the way. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the comment section.